Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all had a great day. In this video, I want to talk about stage S8 in Cursed City, which is not that easy. Before we start, make sure to hit the subscribe and like button, and now let's get back to the video. This is the team that I used. As you can see, I used 2 rare champions and 3 epics. Sargala was pretty much the key champion here, and let me show you why. So Sargala, she is in a merciless set, 6-piece merciless set to get the ignore defense bonus, and then I just went for like a little bit more accuracy through feral and pinpoint, but those sets are not necessary. So it's just one piece, right? So why is she so good? So she's so good because of this A3 attack. It's an AoE attack and hits 3 times. And with each hit, you have a chance of 75% if it's booked to place a big version of decreased defense. Now this is very big if you're trying to, clear waves in Cursed City. Decreased defense is always nice to have. There were 2 options for me which I would go for, and one of the options would be to put her in a stun set and get a little bit more damage, but I decided to go for ignore defense just to kill the waves faster. I'm not a fan of relying on stun sets, even though sometimes you have to in Cursed City, but I would rather go with the damage route. Then on her A2, if she kills an enemy with this A2, she will instantly activate this A3 attack again and hit all enemies 3 times. This can be really clutch. If this skill is on cooldown, she will use it still if you kill someone with the A2. On her A1, she can place Weaken, the big version, which is, a single target hit, but overall not a bad A1 to have. Yeah, so I don't have any masteries other than, a little bit more like for the crit rate and the accuracy. And even though I have that, her stats, are not even that crazy. 5,300 attack, 200 speed, 96% crit rate even, 340 accuracy, which is a little bit more than what you actually need. I think you can go with like 300 accuracy and it will still be fine, and she will place debuffs. But those are the stats I kind of like aimed for. 96% crit rate is not ideal, but works for this, stage. It works if you just use this champion once or twice. Now, another really good champion I want to talk about is this Bowsmith Lennon, which is a rare champion from the Sylvan Watchers. And I put him in a stun set, as you can see, with a perception set to get a little bit of a more accuracy on him. And what does he actually do? So why is he so good? Why am I using him? The reason for that is because he has an AoE hit on the A2, and he has a 100% chance, if it's booked, to place a small version of decreased speed on all enemies. So this is really good, actually, especially that it's a 3-turn cooldown skill. But if you place decreased speed on 3 or more enemies, his passive will proc, and he will actually get an extra turn, or he has a 50% chance. So this 50% chance, procs very often, and you will get an extra turn if he places these decreased speeds. And then you can use his A3, which is an ally attack. It's just with a single ally, and with a random one, but still an ally attack, which really helps to clear out the waves. And if you haven't stunned all enemies or killed all enemies and they are about to take a turn, you can use this to control them, because he has a chance to stun on his A1. It's a 2-hitter and a 25% chance if not booked. If it's booked, it's 40% chance to stun on a 2-hitter. Is pretty good. Also, he can decrease the turn meter, and if the target is on a decreased speed, he will decrease the turn meter even more. So really, really solid champ for like overall control and a little bit more damage output. I used Nature's Bounty on him. When I did the stage, I actually didn't use any blessing. I forgot to put the blessing on him, but I would definitely go for this to have a chance on putting a bigger version of decreased speed. So yeah, I have no masteries on him. He's completely booked. Sargala is also completely booked. I think all of the champions are completely booked. That really helps. And these are the stats: 220 speed. I don't care about anything else, honestly, than speed and accuracy. Of course, I don't want him to die in one shot, but yeah, he's defense based actually. So you can build him with some defense maybe, and maybe even build him for damage. That might work. Then I have Ironclad in this team. Really, really old, rare champion. And I put him in a stun set and immortal set. And why did I do that? Because he has this passive, which makes him do an AoE attack if he gets healed. So any surplus heal will deal an AoE damage attack. And that way he, most of the time, has a chance to stun if he's, at 100% HP. So that's a really nice way to have control over enemy waves. I don't have any masteries. He's completely booked. Another cool thing about Ironclad is that he has a cleanse and an increase attack buff. But this cleanse, it's just one random debuff from all allies, but still sometimes you can remove a stun or a freeze, and that really helps. Then we have Urizen Ironhide. I put him in a Savage set as well. This is actually one of my best Savage gear I have for this defensive nukers. I use this on my Harima. He's defense based. What does he do? So he has an AoE attack on his A3 where he can put decrease attack. It's a 100% chance if booked. It's a 4-turn cooldown, so that's a little bit, worse than usual AoE hitters, but 100% chance to place decrease attack can really help. And it's an AoE attack, and so I tried to deal some damage, but his multipliers are really, really bad with this skill, so he doesn't really do much, but it definitely helps. On his A2, he has a 2-hitter, and each hit has a 100% chance, if booked, of decreasing the turn meter by 5%. So that's 10% turn meter decrease. But if the enemies are on the decrease attack, he will decrease the turn meter by 10% each hit. And 20% turn meter is not bad, honestly. Definitely helps to get more control over the enemy wave and deals okayish damage. His A1 has a 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target's skills by 1 turn at random. Not a bad A1, but also not a crazy one, somewhere mid. So yeah, I just used him for a little bit more turn meter decrease attack, and a little bit more damage. He's at 251 speed, 4700 defense, 265 crit damage. As you can see, also 95% crit rate, so not ideal, but it worked. 253 accuracy, which was enough to place debuffs. So I would go for like 250 to 300 accuracy for this stage. And yeah, that's the build on him. And then I had Hofaris, which was my reviver. Now Hofaris also has a 2-hitter on the A1, which has a 30% chance each hit to stun the enemy, which is really nice. It can add some more control for you. And then on the A2, it's an increased attack, a big version, and a 30% increased crit rate buff on all allies, which can help to do more damage, especially for Sargala. The increased attack really helps, and the crit rate buff just gives that extra little crit rate that you might need to get to 100% crit rate. And then the A3 is a revive. This champion can revive 2 random allies and buff them with Strengthen. I didn't need that revive too often, I think like once or twice. But it can be really clutch. So it's just a safety layer for you if something goes wrong. Yeah, that's pretty much the team that I used. I used Sargala as lead. I could have used Ironclad as well for a little bit more HP, but I just wanted to make sure to place those debuffs, which are really important. Now, instead of pure damage for Sargala and Ironhide, you can definitely go for more stun sets and just rely on the stuns. But it's not really what I would prefer. I just want to nuke my way through the waves. I don't want to hope to stun everybody with every attack. That's just annoying for me personally, but it can definitely work. So there are 2 options, or like 2 ways to beat this stage. One is more stun sets, or the other one is more damage, which I went for. And just let me show you real quick how much damage Sargala does. I'm not gonna do the stage actually. I tried it like 2 or 3 times till I was actually able to beat it. And yeah, so as you can see, Ironhide doesn't really do damage. It's like 10%, what is that, like 10, 15% damage. So, so as you can see, Ironclad just healed himself and stunned 3 of 5 targets. Really, really good, honestly. Now, the first thing you need to pay attention to or like watch out for is Eve, because she can kill your Sagala and block revives, for example. Now let's see if we can proc the extra turn. Okay, we didn't proc the extra turn, but we got decreased speed. Is this the big version actually anywhere? Yeah, so we got one big version on Ray and one big version on Eve. So as you can see, the blessing really worked. Okay, so we have attack up, and now let's see how much damage she can do. So you see, Sargala really deals a good amount of damage with a triple hit, and this is really, really good. Like, she carried me through the stage, pretty much. And Ironclad coming in clutch with another stun, just off that self-heal. I don't know why Lydia actually counterattacks there, but it is what it is. And now, the only thing I worry about is to cycle the skills back to be ready for the next wave. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. That's how I beat the stage. I tried a couple times. I didn't beat it the first time I tried it. It took me a couple tries, so it's not like you're gonna hit it first try. So just be patient and try to improve. Also take advantage of the free gear removal right now. This really helped me a lot because you really need good gear on your champions when you approach these kind of stages, because you're already kind of in a disadvantage because you have to use certain champions with a certain rarity. So it's definitely helping if you have better gear on your champions. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And with that being said, see you in the next video.